Good morning and happy Father's Day. And yes, I am wearing the same shirt as I did yesterday because it's my couch surfing weekend shirt, my man. And it's comfy. And it's from Walmart, so it's cheap. Classic 80s cassette tape shirt. Way cool. Anyways, we are heading off to the Home Depot to check out the Father's Day specials. See what they have on the shelf that might interest you. Nothing right now interests me, except for seeing what kind of hot deals they have. Aside from that, we ain't buying anything today. Also, had a question from a couple of different viewers wanting to know what happened to the free items that I got from Harbor Freight for the Icon stuff. So if you remember, we did get like a variety of different ratchets, the 1/4 inch, 3/8, maybe even the 1/2 inch. They gave us the 3/8 metric and SAE set, the 3/8 in shallow and deep, as well as the 1/4 inch shallow and deep sockets in the Icon lineup. And then of course you guys know about the box that I had sold to a buddy of mine who I used to work with over at the Chrysler dealership when I first started, Mr. Paul. So he totally loves that box. It's one of his favorites. So I was super glad to be able to give it to somebody that I know is going to appreciate it. But as far as the tools, they wanted to know, did you sell them? No, I didn't sell them. I have the SAE and the metric ratchet wrenches that we got from them. They're at my house, and I told you guys those are some really good wrenches. I really like them, so I hung on to those ones. As far as the sockets and the other little comfort grip ratchets were concerned, do you remember when I did like this apprentice toolbox and I had bought like this blue US General 26 inch with my daughter, who picked out the color because, you know, it's our favorite color, blue. I left all the sockets and the ratchets with her mom, so that way when, you know, my daughter gets old enough, if she decides to get into the automotive trade, she would have at least the basic hand tools to kind of get started, and she can build that box into her own personal favorite. I do believe I even left her with the screwdrivers as well, so they have that stuff there. As far as some of the pliers go, you guys saw all them pliers just the other day. I pulled them out and showed you the Icon pliers that I had. So no, I didn't sell any of them things. Those were things that I kept. I thought they were really nice that they were able to do that for us here on this channel and hooked us up. You know what I mean? So we appreciated that. Do I regret selling the Icon toolbox? I think part of me does, because if I would have known, you know, where I would be at as of right now, I think that it would be the coolest and greatest way to start afresh, start anew, and run out of the Icon toolbox. I think I should have done a whole bunch more videos with it. I really think I should have given that toolbox its just due and used it in the professional automotive realm for you guys to see how things worked out with it over time. So I guess in that regards, I regret not doing enough with it, that part of it. Do I regret selling it to the person I sold it to? No. I've known Paul for over 10 years now, and you know, I see him pretty infrequently in town and stuff like that, and every once in a while him and I will reach out and we'll talk to each other about this, that, and the other. So he watches the channel too. Like I said, he thoroughly enjoys that toolbox. So no, I didn't sell the tools. My daughter's mom has them safe for her in the blue US General 26 inch at their house, and then I have the ratchet wrenches with me. And that's pretty much it. So we're at Home Depot. Let's go check out some Father's Day tool deals. Happy Father's Day to all the daddies and the pappies out there. Let's go inside and check out some deals. All right, we'll start off with the toolbox display here. 448 seems a little bit high. I feel like you get more out of the 26 inch US General. Ooh, that drawer's a little bent. Okay, auto closes. Okay, not bad. And look, they got their own version of a service cart now at $45.98. Place for your tools. Ooh, I do kind of like this. Look at that, USB, 110 charging outlets, hooks to put your cords and cables. Okay, got some foam mat inserts here. Do you have any pry bar slots? No. No pry bar slot. That drawer opens up quite nicely. Let's see. Also an auto close. I kind of like this. This is nice. This is kind of nice. Okay. All right. Let's see the bottom one here. Fairly deep. Double slide. Double glide. I like it. I don't see any big toolboxes out here. A couple of these on clearance here. The bottom section of $169, and this Husky for $398. All right, and special thanks to all my veterans out there and servicemen and women. Here is a $99 Husky toolbox set. I think it's pretty decent for what you get out of it. I mean, $100. Looks like it's got some pretty decent tools in there between ratchets and some extensions and stuff like that. I don't know that this would be a right-away set that I would get. We're going to take a look at some other sets later. They got some ratchet straps for about $10. You get like 3 or 4 pieces out of it. This knee saver pads and belly surfing pads are pretty good for $15. I got some other tools over here. We're just kind of glancing around. Screwdriver set for $18. Not bad. Some extensions here for $18. So if you want to get some extensions, I kind of prefer the ones with some knurling on them, but if you don't mind not having knurling, $18, not bad. And we're going to kind of float on through here kind of briefly. There wasn't a whole bunch in the mechanic tool stuff out here, so we're just going to take a quick peek, see what they got going on before we walk down what I refer to as the automotive aisle, where they have most of the stuff that we're going to use in this trade. I did like this little cordless stand-up like flood lamp setup they have here through Husky. Powered on, seems kind of bright. Looks like they got some adjustable, angles that you can set the light to point up wherever you need it to. Kind of does like this 360 lighting thing, which I think is pretty cool. You don't really have to like spin it around. It's got 3 different settings, so you don't want to have it on high. You can have it on medium, low, or turn it off. Milwaukee, still one of the automotive mechanic favorite cordless tool lineups that you'll see on the tubes, okay? A lot of mechanics do like the Milwaukee because they are so versatile between construction and automotive. They have the cordless ratchets, the impact, stuff like that. I didn't really see the 1/2 inch over here. It's probably over in the other aisle, in the construction aisle, where they have all the other DeWalt, Makita, and stuff like that. 16-ounce ball peen hammer. It's going to be part of your tool requirement list when you're in automotive school. They have them over here on the cheap, as well as your dead blows. So in case you're wondering where to get hammers from, aside from going Harbor Freight, look, they got some really good deals at Home Depot. Don't forget to go to Home Depot and take a look at them. Screwdriver sets on the cheap, about $17 looks like, $20. You can also get some individual screwdrivers from what I saw, precision screwdrivers. They had a mixture with the fine tips plus Torx in this set. 4-piece pliers set. You get your tongue and groove, you get your slip joint, your needle nose. They got various assortments down here to include some of the small dikes and things like that. There's some other brands here that probably are a little bit more expensive and some that are a little bit more cheaper. DeWalt has a pretty nice comfort grip. I do remember the grips kind of coming off after being dipped in oil a couple times. Pry bar sets. You can get some pretty decent striking pry bars here in either the Husky or the Milwaukee. Pick sets from Husky on the cheap. So you can see you can spend less than $22 and get a decent pick set. They have smaller pick sets too. Individual socket rails for shallow and deep, metric, and SAE. So if you just wanted to get some impact sockets on the cheap without buying a full set, this is a way that you could go. However, I think you're going to see that it's more beneficial to get the full set. I do believe it'll save you a few dollars, but if you can't afford to buy all of them at once, you just want to start off by getting the shallows, this is a way that you can actually just slowly build up. They also have some of these smaller mechanic sets for on-the-fly repairs. Look, sometimes if your battery takes a junk in a parking lot, you can just bust this out real quick. This was pretty cool right here, $65.97. I did like this. You could have a couple of different styles of these flexi locking ratchets plus small 1/4 inch socket set and some bits to attach to it. Now we're getting into some of the mechanic sets here, and it looks like they are selling the gear wrench mechanic sets on a fairly cheap or inexpensive price. I think gear wrench over Quinn. I'm just saying, if you're looking at stuff like this and you're at Home Depot, You know, they have this set here, 320 bucks. The Quinn set's what, 400? You get a nice rugged case, you get ratchet wrenches, you get sockets, you get the 90-tooth comfort ratchets, you get some bits and some Allens, you get a screwdriver. This is a pretty nice starter mechanic set right here. If you want to go ahead and pause this part of the screen, you'll see all the things that this set comes with. Yes, I love the fact that Home Depot is now starting to sell more and more gear wrench and the mechanic tools for you guys, and I think that it's a reasonable price. Here's some impact sockets here. I believe this is a 1/2-inch set, deep, shallow, plus some extensions. Here on the back, you're going to see all that it comes with. So if you just want to pick up a 1/2-inch set, here you go. Oversized wrenches, okay? You can get some decent oversized wrenches. These Husky wrenches are pretty durable. I don't believe the metal is as soft as the Pittsburgh, so you're not going to worry about the open end splaying open. They've got some pretty decent bite, and I think their tolerance is actually pretty good. You got combination wrench sets on the cheap. They also had some ratchet wrench sets. You had some other smaller stubby ratchet wrenches and non-ratchet wrench sets here. So again, if you're just slowly building up, you run into a situation, ratchet wrench, non-ratchet wrench, stubby, long, oversized, go take a look at the Home Depot wrench section. They had some super long ball Allens. Those do come in handy. Some magnetic trays. They had a cordless 3/8 here. I don't know how good that is. Just some other little tidbits here. I like the prices on the torque wrenches for basically $100 or just under $100 for 1/2-inch and 3/8. I think you're going to be quite satisfied with the click style torque wrench that Husky has, again, for $100. So for $200, you can get your 1/2-inch and 3/8 drive. Gloves, do not neglect the safety of the gloves, dude. Even when you're doing tires, those little bars that the wear bars can stick in your hand, and they can smart for sure. A lot of guys wanted individual sockets, individual wrenches over at Harbor Freight. Unfortunately, that's not a thing right now. However, you can still go to Home Depot, and you can see here for pretty much under $10, you can get any socket that you need. Most of them range anywhere between $297 and up to like $697, and some of the bigger ones you get closer to like $11, but for the most part under $10. Extension sets, torque sets. I found this one torque set that came with some Torx bits and e-Torx. We're gonna take a look at that here in a second. All right, I was really digging this extendable breaker bar in the 1/2-inch. This thing's actually pretty nice. Goes from 18 inches up to 24 inches. So I thought that was pretty cool. Quite a unique design. Here's those e-Torx Torx bit sockets in the 1/4 inch that I thought would be very beneficial to have. They go up to T30. Would have been nice if they went a little bit higher, but that's okay. I was really digging this ratchet. I'm not gonna lie. I do believe that I will see myself in the future picking this up. It's a flex head. It has that locking socket detent button on the top. It's extendable. I like the design. I felt it to be pretty comfortable. I like the knurling grip down here at the bottom of the handle. There's not a lot I can say that I disliked about this. I do believe I'm going to get this in the future for sure, especially since I need something a little bit longer. Okay, the inexpensive area as far as pliers, dikes, nippers, little tiny crescent wrenches, etc. Down here at the bottom, I think oftentimes we look up too much and we don't look down enough. And if you look down, you'll see some pretty cool stuff, to include even this extendable comfort grip crescent wrench. Thought that was a pretty unique idea. Don't think I have any immediate need for that or desire. Here's a small oil filter wrench, kind of like that channel lock one I got, $10.97. Not bad if you're looking for something like that as well. Here's the screwdrivers. So if you want to buy an individual screwdriver, you can see they had this long, skinny one, kind of like the Snap-on one, but obviously not for Snap-on prices. So there you go. There's an idea. We're talking about how some of these screwdriver sets didn't have the stubby screwdrivers, but if you look down here at the bottom, you can get a couple of stubby screwdrivers for basically under 11 or 12 bucks. So just take a look. Oh man, some incredible deals in there. Lots of really cool things. I saw lots of cool things. We'll talk about them when we get back to the house. All right, so that was our little trip to Home Depot. Again, happy Father's Day, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's video content. Like I said, I really was digging on that 3/8 flex head extendable ratchet. I think that thing is definitely going to be in my future here at some point. There's just not a lot I can say. I mean, that was one thing that really stood out to me. As far as other things that stood out to me, I liked the pricing when it came to the gear wrench mechanic socket sets. I think their pricing beat the Quinn, but that's just me. I know that the Quinn set is closer to 400 pieces, And the gear wrench set is just under 300. I think it said like 232 or something like that, right? But again, it's gear wrench and then it's Quinn. Gear wrench, Quinn. So you kind of look at that and you're like, okay, is it worth the $80 difference? How much more do I actually get? You'll have to take a look at the back of that set plus the back of the Quinn set and decide which set is right for you. Now, I know the Quinn set also came with ratchet wrenches. The gear wrench set comes with ratchet wrenches. The Quinn set, I believe, was non-comfort grip ratchets, but maybe they were comfort grip. I think you can buy the comfort grip separately. I think they were non-comfort grip though. Gear wrench set came with comfort grip. So I think there was less sockets and pieces, obviously, in the gear wrench one than the Quinn one. But just kind of weigh it out. You got to figure out which one you think you like best. But again, if you don't have 400 bucks and you still want a pretty decent set, I think gear wrench for the win. If you have a few more bucks and you need more pieces because the Quinn set offered more, I think Quinn for the win. As far as Husky goes, I do remember there being a lot of skips, and I don't remember their sets being very complete as far as mechanic set go. So for this, it would be between gear wrench and Quinn for me. The stand-up floodlight, thought that was pretty cool and interesting. Obviously, the Milwaukee cordless is a mechanic favorite here on the tubes and in the mechanic industry. So you can see they have those things at Home Depot. I don't know what their warranty's like, but I'm pretty sure they could probably hook you up and help you out if that's the right direction that you wanted to go. I think at some point we may go over to the pneumatic side at Home Depot and take a look at what their prices are for their pneumatic stuff. But again, I really liked the way that those Pittsburgh ones ran that Alex had over at the shop that I'm at now. I think those tools for that price, under 60 bucks, like I said, or 70 bucks, you can get 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch. So we're looking. We're trying to piece this thing together. Pry bar is fairly inexpensive. You saw that. As far as the service carts go, I didn't see any of the bigger toolboxes there. I felt that the smaller mechanics toolbox was way high of a price compared to what you can get over at Harbor Freight. Even the Power Husky service cart, which I thought was uniquely set up and pretty cool. I do believe those two adapters, which makes it likable on the side, can be purchased separately over at Harbor Freight. So if you did decide to go with their full drawer cart, I believe their full drawer cart comes in roughly around the same price. And they did have the little deal and a little plug on the back, so you could run an extension cord through it to power it in and secure all your stuff inside of the box. I think a lot of us as mechanics or technicians like the fact that we can lock up our power things at night and have them be charged for the next day when we come back to work. So remember, you could take that plug out, buy the little power strip they sell there at Harbor Freight, put it inside, hook your power stuff up, your laptop, your cordless chargers, see what fits, do what you got to do there, and then run it. So I think we can make a better service cart out of the US General for approximately the same, maybe even less the price that you would find over at Home Depot. But that's all I got for this video, guys. Thanks as always for watching my channel. We'll see you guys next time. Again, happy Father's Day, and cheers and deuces.